Okay. So in web, how does it work? How is the build given? I'll just repeat since I had not recorded. In web application, they're going to share the URL in mail or in any of the internal messenger, or the developer is just going to say that there's a new build available. Since you are using the URL since a very long time, so they're not explicitly mentioning what is the URL. So you just launch the same URL on the web, and or you launch it or you just refresh. If you have already opened it on the web, if you get to know, if you get a email notification saying that you have a new build, okay, you just refresh the browser and start working. Okay, actually there is I mean, it is not even necessary sometimes to refresh it, but yeah, if it is the backend change, then not an issue. But if it is a front end change, you have to refresh. Okay, so you have to refresh. So best way is to refresh the browser and then start testing. Okay, you don't have to install any of the builds, nothing you have to do if it is a web application, if you have got a new build in web application. But when it comes to mobile application, okay, one is Android, one is iOS. The message that is being conveyed to you by the developer would be same for both iOS and Android. Okay, they might tell you that the new version of build version is available. This is the build version, they might tell you. Okay, where they'll tell you in the messenger, they might have a separate channel for some channel name which is called as in Slack. Assume it is Slack, and you have a channel name called as releases or builds, iOS builds, Android builds. Okay, two different channels where they are going to mention that this is the build, latest build is available, version number v.0.2.005.1. Okay, something like this they're going to mention. Now they might provide you a link, or they might directly attach an APK file there. Okay, if they provide a link, if you click on that link, that will take you to one more page where you have list of all versions of APK since beginning, like what all versions came up, right? The QA build versions. So all those builds are available in a single bucket. Okay, where you can go install, check for the latest version and install that version, start testing. Suppose if you want to compare, a previous build, okay, there you are not able to find out the changes which is actually happening, which has happened now, or for some reason you want to verify it with the old build. Now what you can do, go to that link. Okay, that link will always be constant. So go to that link, check for the previous version, install that version, or whichever version you want, check for that version, date, check, it'll actually capture the date and time, everything, when they actually add that build name there, no, in the tool. So it is going to show all the other information. So accordingly you choose whichever you want and you can install and start testing. Okay, same way for mobile application. So sorry, iOS. So when it comes to different ways, you have heard about Firebase. What I suggest you is, since you have not seen how it actually works, also if you say that, okay, I was getting it on Firebase, which are all types of distribution channels. Okay, if you say I was getting in Firebase, see, 100% they are not going to ask you this question, but in case if they ask you, that will be a problem, right? So that's the reason somewhere, like, what I feel is it's better you say that it was shared in the Slack. But actually in startups, this is how they might share in the internal messengers. So in startup, what happens is things will not be organized, but in MNCs it is not like that. Okay, since they're stable, I mean, all the resources are stable, or their work is very much organized, right? So they have different tools for each and everything, to as a repository, as I mean, whatever they have, whatever what process they follow, I mean, for each and everything, it is they have some additional tools, separate tools, and the work is very much organized. But in startup, that is not the way. I have seen in some of the startups, they don't even write test cases. Trust me, they don't even write test cases. It's just random exploratory testing on the application. I have done it when I was working in one of the startup, okay, in my initial days. All right. So this is the difference between, I mean, how it works in startup, whether it is Android or iOS, that will be the way. But when it comes to MNCs, How do you install the build in Android? I told you, uh, Firebase is one thing that you can say, or you can also say that was shared by email. APKs can be shared on email, or you can also say that it was shared on Slack or any other internet messengers. Okay, better say Slack or email, or the other one, Firebase. Okay, you choose out of three, whichever you want to say the same thing. Please don't forget, stick on to one answer. Okay. Next, coming to iOS, the best example that you can give for iOS is, one is they shared it on Slack. Otherwise, you can say you are using test flight. Okay. Clear on this? See, again, if I have to show you like how test flight works, how Firebase works, how do you get it, it I don't have access to it, so I'll not be able to show it to you. Okay, they are not free actually. If I have to use test flight, so basically what happens in test flight and Firebase and all, they are going to whitelist your device number, device ID. Okay, your IMEI number in Android and Apple ID for iOS. They're going to whitelist that. The developer is going to take the device IDs, and they're going to whitelist those IDs. And that is when only you, I mean, in that particular device only you're getting the builds. You will be able to access that build. You'll be able to test that build only on that device, not on any other device. Okay, that's the reason. So too many things might confuse you, so that's why I'm telling you, say that you are getting it on Slack. That's more than enough. That's possible. Okay, any questions here? Afreen, clear?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Hmm.
Ma'am, taxonomy of application means?
Taxonomy is nothing but they wouldn't ask you that. That's actually for freshers. So when it comes to application, what are all the say, for example, for e-commerce application, okay, what are all the terminologies? For example, if it is payment gateway, you have this has been covered for you, right? So there are some terminologies that you need to know, which are very important, right? Merchants bank, what is it called as acquiring bank? Capture, what do you mean by capture there? So there are some terminologies, and also the taxonomy, sometimes they consider it as the flow. They're going to describe the flow of the application, which all buttons should be, sorry, not buttons, the major tabs should be there. Under that, when I click on that, which are all the options that should be available, right? So these things will be defined. Okay, that is actually not required. That will be done actually in the very initial stage of any application development. But just try to understand what is taxonomy. That's all. That is enough. But please don't go in depth for now. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Confluence document, ma'am.
Confluence is yeah, again, like has anybody worked on Confluence? Did you get a chance to access Confluence? People who are working? People who are working? Who's working?
No,
Puneet?
no, Purva, no.
No, others? Nobody? Okay, Confluence is that is also a product of Jira, where you can prepare some documents, and that can be shared across the team. Okay, like how you write it on PDF, the same thing you do it on Confluence, but I think that is on that will be shared in cloud.
Something like Yammer?
Sorry?
Is it something like Yammer?
Yammer, I have no much idea on that, but it's just a documentation. It's just for documentation purpose. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, it's you get to like few documents which are actually added. But as I mentioned, like most of the startups, even if they're using Jira, they wouldn't use it, Confluence. But MNCs, yeah, they might use it. Startups forget about the process, so they don't follow any process. They don't write test plan. They don't write test case. Some of the companies, they don't write test cases. In some of the companies, developer write test cases, and they'll share it with you, so that you just have to test it. Okay, Afreen, you had something?
Yes, ma'am. What is this risk register, ma'am? Like maintaining risk register.
Risks are like in test plan, you have the risk, right? risk section.
Yeah.
So that is nothing but,
Ma'am, just can you give an overview of test plan, ma'am? How to write it? Like,
okay, I'll share a document of
okay.
1 second. I have it. 1 second. 1 second. Test plan template. I don't know where I found this, but yeah, this actually helps. Just go through this. This is self-explanatory. Okay, this is actually enough for you to understand. I'll share this on 1 second. QC 18. Guys, don't share it elsewhere. I mean, anywhere. I mean, don't share it to others. Okay. I mean, outside QA circle.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I have shared it. Please check. That's very simple. So as soon as you read it, you will understand. It's just a documentation where before starting your work, they actually have a plan of how things needs to go, right? That's just a documentation. It's a plan basically for
Okay,
testing
okay. So
before
risk
you.
register is maintained in this one. Okay.
Yes, right. Shrikant.
Ma'am, I have one question, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Uh, let's assume you have more test cases.
Hmm?
We don't have time, but customer wants the product. How you will do the testing in an emergency time?
You guys should answer. See, there's no typical answer for this question. Okay, this can be a frequently asked question. In most of the interviews, they might ask this question. Okay, if you are showing like 2 years or 2.5 years, within 3 years of experience, this is mostly asked question. Who wants to try? Can you repeat the question, Shrikant, for others?
Yes, ma'am.
Go slowly.
Let's assume you have more test cases. We don't have time, but the customer wants the product. How you will do testing in emergency time?
But triage, ma'am, like sorting it, and then if it's priority, we'll do it.
Please try to understand. He's not speaking
Okay.
about the bugs. He's saying there are more test cases that he needs to execute.
First, we execute critical bugs, ma'am.
Priority only, no? We'll go with priority. We'll arrange.
You are in an interview now. How will you answer?
Okay. As you mentioned that like it's not possible to complete all of the test cases. So first we'll prioritize the test cases which needs to be done immediately. And it's based on some critical features. If those test cases are related to that, then we'll go for them so that we'll be in safer side that we have covered most of the critical test cases or the important ones. So this will be my approach.
I mean, you're trying to say something, but that's not a complete answer. So just think about it and just come back. By then, anybody else has any points?
If we don't have that much time to prioritize and even test for that, we will go ahead and release with that. By the time customer get back, we'll finish the testing and provide the patch for them.
Puneet. Okay, that was a smart answer, but if you say this answer in an interview, they're going to kick you out.
Apurva, like tomorrow is the deadline, and we have 500
I
test cases.
I understand.
Okay, so I just took it that scenario, and anyways,
That's
once I
actually
deliver
true. That is how it happens in an in organizations, sometimes we do it.
okay.
We do it. Trust me, we do it. We don't
Okay.
tell the customer that this is not live. But actually, what happens, if they have a UAT team, they're not going to wait. If end users are using it, yeah, they might not use it right away as soon as we inform them. Okay.
Mhm.
But if they have a UAT team, as soon as we say that, okay, we are releasing now, what they're going to do is they will start testing.
Yeah.
On each and every point that we have said that we have released. or any each and every requirement that we have given to them. Okay, features, that all the features that we have given to them. So they have different teams or too many people who can test it, right? So there are chances that they might come back.
Yeah.
We might also not have time to fix if there is any issue. It's not that easy. There are chances that we might get into blockers. So what if that is the situation? We'll say that we have released it, right? That is not actually the right way. But sometimes if there are very small features, then usually that happens. They'll just release it and then they fix it, or then they push that feature. How will the user know that we have made the release? They will not know, because if it is a web application, so obviously they'll not know, right? Because they'll be using the application same URL, so they wouldn't know. But actually, that is not the right way. When you answer in an interview, never say that, please.
Okay.
Never say that. Okay.
Okay.
Any other points?
Then we will perform a quick API testing, because API testing is much faster than manual testing. So we'll check all the calls are getting triggered or not by just cross verifying.
Okay, Shrikant. Not just to him, few of them might think, yeah, this is the right answer, but try to understand. See, just by performing API testing, we cannot release the software and give it to the customer. Say, for example, what he needs, tell me. One is that UI should look good for him. It has to be user-friendly. And the other one is the functionality. Now, when you test the API and just release it, if it doesn't have UI, how will he be able to use the application? Do you understand? Basically, why do we do API testing? When do we do API testing actually? When the UI is not developed. Ideally, that is how it will be done. But if the UI is already developed, what we are going to do is we are going to test it on the UI. I mean, as a tester, I'm going to test it on the UI. And if there is any issue that I face, then only I go and check the network calls. If I have UI, then why do I need to do the API testing? Do you understand the difference? So why there is requirement in market is because just to avoid too many bugs in UI or in the front end, or maybe even in the back end. Okay. So UI development is quite easy. That can be done parallelly. So what actually happens, by the time the developer develops front end, you are already done with the testing of back end. Do you understand this? That is the reason why we have API testing. But when they ask you, you have no time, you have to release the software. That was your question, right, Shrikant?
Yes, ma'am.
So you cannot just say that I'll just do API testing and release the software. He will not have anything in the front end. When he launches the application, he might not get anything. So what is he going to use? Do you get this? He needs UI and functionality. He doesn't care about how it is happening, how the logic is being built, how the calls are happening. He doesn't care about all that. You tell me, if you want to buy a product, are you going to see like how it is working, how the application is working? What you will do, you will search for products, whichever you like, you book it. Basically, the functionality should be working fine. The UI should work fine, correct? As an end user.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
think in that aspect. So now these two should be considered, UI and functionality. That's all.
Yes,
Functionality. Okay. Yes,
Ma'am,
Afin.
then
So we'll categorize the test cases into P0, P1, and P2. Like P0 means the test cases which are related to functionality of the application and like which are very important. So we'll try to finish these test cases first, P0 test cases. Then P1 test cases are less important than P0. So they cannot be neglected, but they can be postponed. Whereas P2 are very less important. So for now, they can be ignored. So this will be the approach that I'll follow.
Okay.
In this situation.
Shrikant, you were saying something before she started?
We can also perform high-level functional and high-level smoke testing before releasing to the before releasing the product.
Okay. See, if even if you perform high level testing, what actually happens is there are chances that some critical issues might be existing. You understand? Somewhere it might be hidden and you miss it if you don't execute all the test cases. Correct? You're saying that only important test cases need to be executed, right? Right, Shrikant?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So there might be medium priority test cases, which are again important, and impact areas. Again, that is also important, right? So, like as Afrin said, that can be considered as the right answer, like how the interviewer expects the answer. She answered it in that way. Can you repeat the answer, Afrin, so that everybody else understands?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, first we're gonna categorize the test cases into P0, P1, and P2. P0 are the test cases which are related to the functionality of the application, which are very important to be executed. And then P1 are important but less important than P0. So they cannot be ignored. So I'll finish it off P0 and P1 categorized test cases, and whereas P2 are not so important, so I can ignore for now. So first we'll focus on executing P0 and P1 test cases, which are related to functionality and UI of the application.
Okay. So here I'm not
Yeah.
saying that her answer is perfect. One second, Puneet, I'll get back. Okay, tell me what is that you have?
And I just had a cross question for that, Apurva.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the application is so huge and the test cases pending are a huge number.
Okay.
That categorizing it as a functional and non-functional only will take a lot of time. That is
Hmm.
again considering as a time. So if the interviewer comes with this kind of a cross question,
Absolutely. It will
yeah,
be there. I mean, he would
Ma'am,
ask it.
ma'am, actually this question is covered in manual. Ma'am, sir has given question as well as answer.
Correct. But
If
yeah,
you need.
sometimes the interviewer might say, or he might interrupt and he might ask questions like what Puneet asked, right? So, not just that, they might answer it in, they might ask questions on different points. Okay. He might actually cross question.
So that's why, ma'am, it's better to end the answer like this will be my approach according to me or something like that will end.
Correct. So
Like,
it is also important for you to say that, see, again, when you said that there might be P2 issues which I might not consider for testing. Actually,
for now, yeah.
for now, yeah. But what you need to add to those points are like what I feel. Some few more points that you can add in addition to that is, as a QA, it's my responsibility, okay, to execute each and every test case that I have written. Okay, each and every corner case needs to be covered
Yeah.
before releasing the software to the customer. It is my responsibility. So basically, what I do an rough estimation, effort estimation on how much time it would take for me. First thing is I'll do high level testing and make sure that it is stable. If it is stable, then only I'll do the estimation and see how much time I require to complete the testing. Okay, suppose if it can be done, so I'm going to take it up and I'm going to do it. If it is not possible, then I would say the same thing. I would approach my lead or manager and say that it cannot be done. I mean, it cannot be done sometimes. Say, for example, tomorrow is the release and today the developer is going to give you the build. Tomorrow should be the release. They have committed to the client that tomorrow is the release. It can happen, that might happen, that usually happens in the company. That is why we have spillovers in the what sprints. Okay, that might happen. So say that it is my responsibility to cover even the minor what priority test cases. Okay, so suppose if there's very little time, so what I would do is I would take some help from my teammates or any people, I mean any other QA who is in working in maybe different team, or who is actually working in my team, is if they have the bandwidth. Okay, I can just request them to help out in some one or the other way. Maybe they might help in preparation of test data, which is actually helpful. Okay, that is going to help you in test execution. Yes or no? You shouldn't say like I will ask them to execute the test cases, right? They do not have like The way you test it and the way they test it might be different. So what you need to say is, yeah, this can be a point. Do you understand? Did you get this? You're
Yes,
saying
ma'am.
that you take help from others, but that doesn't mean that you are completely dependent on them. How are you taking help? Just with the preparation of test data. Why? Because test data preparation can be simple, can be easy. It is not complex, but the efforts are more when preparing while preparing test data, right? So that is where you take help from others if there is bandwidth for other people, other resources. You get this? I mean, there is no typical answer, but you can add a few more points to this. And again, they might ask you on this. They might the QA sorry, the interviewer might ask you a few more questions. He might stop you, interrupt, and ask, "Okay, what if that happens? What if this happens?" So you just have to answer in a diplomatic way. So that comes with experience. Once you start
Yes, ma'am.
attending interviews, you have to think and then answer. Okay, you get that? So I cannot tell you like you have to say the same answer. You get that?
Yes, ma'am.
This can be the better approach for this question. Okay, but make sure you say that it is my responsibility to cover all the test cases. Okay, and also you should also mention that in the release notes. Okay, the document which you actually share it with the client, you also mention that these are the open bugs. If you don't test
Yes,
some of
ma'am.
the cases, these are the cases which you have not tested. So all these points you have to mention there. You get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Yes,
that will
ma'am.
be done. That will be done in actual scenario in the company. Shrikant, does that help?
Yes, ma'am. I got
Too,
it, ma'am.
too many points? Yeah. So you have to combine and try to remember, make some points, and then think and answer. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Approaching towards this, Apurva, since we are going as an experienced candidate, we
Hmm.
cannot just tell that it's out of our scope. They might ask that, okay, since if this is the same scenario in your projects, like how your higher ups resolved this kind of question come back to us, right?
Exactly. Huh. What if you were the manager? What if you were the lead? How would you do it? If you're showing 4 years, 5 years of experience, then there are chances that a few freshers might be shadowing you, right?
Yeah.
So you have some people management skills also. They might ask you like, how do you handle those situations?
Yeah, like when we have taken this issue to the higher management, like what was their resolution for this and how your team manage this scenarios might come back as a question again, right?
Correct.
So there should be some proper way of, I mean, the real time scenario, like how we handled and how we approach this exact situation and how we dealt with that.
Ideally, see, sometimes what happens if it has to be given to the client,
Mm, mhm,
okay, do or die
mm,
situation. So you
mm,
have to do it. No other
mm.
option. You
Yeah,
stay at office, okay,
yeah,
all night. You don't take bath. You don't go home. Okay,
yeah.
you don't brush. Okay, you just sit at office and you have to do. So that
Yeah,
there,
as you said, involving the bandwidth of the other team and all that stuffs we have
again,
done.
yes.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
point is what I mentioned. That one.
Mhm,
Second is consider a few more people, take some more resources, and
mhm.
pull them and make them do some task on that. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, take some
mhm,
help from others.
yeah.
It's not that you have to completely depend on others, but yeah, please consider them. And third point is, okay, do or die. Now you have done it. The other way is to just die. Okay, just give up and say, I mean, the
Mhm,
manager would do. So it
mhm.
is up to him now to convince. Why? Because the developer gave you the build yesterday. You are a human being, man. Even if you don't go home, it is not possible for you to complete your testing. Okay, so it is manager's headache. Okay, it's a mistake from developer's end, so it is manager's headache. I'm just trying to explain you like how it happens. Okay, you shouldn't tell this in the interview. So it is manager's headache, so he will convince the client saying that, okay, this did not happen because maybe the requirement might have changed. Right now the client
Yeah,
will understand. He should understand. He
mm.
has to understand. There's no other way.
Exactly. This is the real time scenarios, right? I mean,
Yes,
this happens.
because there was a requirement change. It it sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, it so happens that the requirements keep on changing, and you get so much frustrated. Seriously, trust me, that happens most of the times. That happens if you're working in agile environment. You have to be ready to accept changes, right? So that is what you have learned. So that actually happens. They keep on changing the requirements. Just because they change one small thing, it is going to impact somewhere, and there also you have to make some big changes. Initially it was a small change. Because of the impact, some big changes came into picture. So that is how it is going to affect. So in real time, usually the requirement changes will have more impact on your release extensions. I mean, it might take lot of additional time to release the build or the software. Okay, these are some of the examples. Yeah, but it is manager's headache. They have to, I mean, manager or the product owner, they have to convince the client and tell them this is the reason, that is why it has happened. But if you want, we can only give you this particular feature in the release. Since this is priority, we'll just test only priority ones with this time we have estimated, and this is what we can test and give it to you. Again, one more point comes into picture. We will test it, but what if again when you test it, if there is one more bug existing, which is actually a critical one? Do you understand? So better not to release it. Do you understand? We might take one more week and then do the testing and then release it. That is a better approach, right? Releasing some very, very poor quality software to client and then he comes back and what actually happens? That's not the right way. And do you think he could be the potential client next time whenever he has any other projects? No, not at all. He wouldn't come back to us. It's okay to take some more time than to give a poor quality software. That's the plan here or point here.
Ma'am, weekly status report or weekly test execution report, ma'am? Like,
okay, so usually this will not be done in startups. When it comes to MNCs, again, they might do it, but not all the companies will do it. So when it comes to weekly status, monthly status, not monthly, weekly status reports,
daily status.
Yeah, daily status reports. So they are the reports or just some status reports where you mention like what you have done, where you are up to. Okay, these informations you will mention and you are going to share it to your lead or manager. That's all.
So in closure report, ma'am, will provide all the documents like
The
RTF.
closure report is different. I think in the test plan you have the test closure document. I mean, what all is involved in test closure. So in test closure, you are going to, main thing which is very important in the test closure document is list of bugs that you found and which are still in open state. See, there might be very few, very minor bugs which still you might have not fixed. Okay, list of those bugs, list of bugs which you had found in the initial stages and it has been closed, along with the status of the bug you're going to mention. Okay, that is one thing. Next is all the testing documents you need to provide. Test cases, test case document, very important. Next, test plan document. So these are some of the very important documents that you need to share while or during test closure. Test closure is nothing but, okay, things are done and we are just closing this process of testing this application. That's all. Okay, and when you just say that, okay, we are releasing and we are done from our end, these are all the documents, please take it. That's all. You got it?
Yes, ma'am. It means like whenever we release at the end of every release, right?
No.
Okay.
Not at the end of every release. See,
so release note is different, closure report is different.
Exactly. Release note consists of only for that release. Test closure is, say, for example, there was a project. Okay, say you want to build. You are a customer or you are a person who is running a business and you want some application to be developed. Okay, you got it?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
or you are a you run a hospital, you need some application, which hospital management system. Okay, that application you want it to be built and developed. Now you approach different service based companies. Correct, you don't have a product of yours. Correct, you are running some other business, but you want some application, hospital management system application. So you approach different companies, service based companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, right? Different companies you'll approach, and you will explain your requirement. This is, I run a business. I have an hospital. So in my hospital, per day, I make this much, or these many people or patients come to hospital. All basic informations you provide, and now the company will guide you. Okay, you can go with this, or they'll just guide you like how, what might be good for you. Okay, some points they'll explain you, and now they'll give you a quotation based on one final decision from your end. Okay, they'll give you a quotation. Based on that quotation, you're going to along with the quotation, they'll also give you the duration of project development. When I say development, not just the developer's work, complete development and testing, everything will be done. So they'll give you a duration. So it takes like 1 year to complete that application and give it to you. Okay, so after that 1 year, once, okay, let's say the Infosys says I'll charge 1 crore, the Wipro says I'll charge you 75 lakh, TCS says will charge 50 lakh for this application, but Infosys says I'll give it to you in 6 months, Wipro says I'll give it to you in 8 months. Who's the other person? TCS says he's actually charging very less, 50% of Infosys, but he says I'll give it to you in 1 year. After 1 year, come back after 1 year, I'll give you the application. You get that? Now it is up to you. You can choose anybody. If you don't want there's no hurry for you on the application, then you might go with TCS. Okay, and even the budget is less there. It's just 50 lakh. But if you're in a hurry and you want it to be developed very soon, then you might approach Infosys. Or if 8 months are fine for you, again, it's your call. So you approach whichever company you want. Say you approached TCS. Okay, what they're going to do, or Infosys. Let's take Infosys. So they're going to provide you the software. After 6 months, you come back. Okay, they'll give you the software. They'll come and install. Everything will be done. Okay, your hospital team or staff, they start using the application. At reception, they have a system where they type, or they capture all the details of patients, inpatients, outpatients, all the details, list of doctors, list of nurses, list of number of beds that are available in each and every section. So all these details will be developed, because all those, that was requirement that you gave while developing the software. Okay, now since the development period, they said it is 6 months. After 6 months, it doesn't mean that if you want any changes, see, before they submit or before 6 months, they're going to give you a demo. Okay, this is how we have developed. Do you need any small changes? We have developed it. Like in between, they'll contact you. They'll keep on contacting you. They'll contact you and they'll just show you, this is how we have developed. You need any changes or not? In between, you can connect with them and check what is the status. Okay, and by the end, they would tell you that, like, whatever you had asked us for, everything is ready, and now take the software, give us the amount, remaining amount. Advance was paid, already paid. They'll give the amount. Now once you take the software, when people start using the software in your hospital, there will be something called as maintenance, which will be taken care by the Infosys team. But if there is any change further, like after another 6 months or after 2-3 months, if you feel like, okay, these things I need to change, I think this is not working for us, so we need some small changes or some major changes, then once you go back, they're going to charge you extra. Okay, so sorry, Afreen, what was your question? Do you remember your question? What did you ask? I don't know why I started saying this.
Closure, ma'am. Closure report and release note difference.
Okay, so yeah, got it. So now when when the uh, when the development team or the company who's that Infosys, when after 6 months, after first 6 months, when they say that okay, my software or your software is completely developed, please take the software. When they give you the software, along with the software or the application, they have to give you the test closure document. But release notes will be given during each and every release. Do you get the difference now?
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Got it? Okay. Any other questions?
Ma'am, can you show 3 test cases for API, like how to write API test cases?
Okay. API test cases, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the test case template?
Ma'am, sir has shared it, ma'am. Shall I share it with you?
Yes, please. Share it on the group. Hmm. Okay.
Shared, ma'am.
Yeah. One second, I'll just refresh. Not getting. Okay. Shrikant, don't you have this document?
Yes, ma'am. Can you like just explain it, ma'am?
Okay, okay. But everybody has, I mean, it was shared to everybody, right? Everybody has this document, right? I'll share my
Yes, ma'am.
screen. Okay, the screen is visible, right? Okay, so this is the template that you have. Okay, so first thing, test case ID, endpoint, HTTP method type, URI, body, success response, failure response, failure, okay, spelling, status code, comments, validation. Okay, what is this validation there? Valid. Failure response, what is this? Get request button, users, page 2. To represent page number, file parameter, page is equal to path parameter. This function, funky. REQROS. Okay, ignore the first one for now. Okay, I'll get back on that. We'll take post. This will help you for the first time. Okay, so you know what is post? Basically, you are creating some user. Let's say you're creating a user. Ignore all others. Okay, just concentrate on the third test case. So the test case number 3, endpoint. What do you mean by endpoint? What do you mean by
It's
endpoint?
URLs.
Resource path
Resource path.
or endpoint. It's like which comes
Hmm.
before query parameter
Hmm.
and after this one, ma'am, like domain, after domain.
Oh, what is domain?
And in that link, REQRES is the domain.
Right? Okay. So why there's no endpoint mentioned here?
Because it's just a practice purpose. there was no actual endpoint.
Okay, fine. No problem. That's why I asked. Okay, so basically we have the method. We have defined the method, HTTP method type. So first thing, we have taken the endpoint, we have defined the URL or the URI. So first thing that we have taken considered is the post method. So when I say post method, what are all the things that is necessary? When you post, when you try to create a user, what is that you have to provide?
Payload.
Payloads.
What do you mean by payload?
Payload is nothing but resource body. Like
Resource
request body.
body.
Request body, correct? So here you have the request body. So here it defines that what is the name or name of the user and what is the job of the user. See this see here they have defined it as name and job. There can be something like if you are actually posting in Amazon, if you are trying to create a product, how will it be? Product name, product underscore name, colon, say mobile, okay, and model, colon, which is the model, some XYZ, okay. So all these informations will be mentioned in the body, okay. Suppose if you're creating a user, say in the bank, in not in the bank, in hospital. This is, you're familiar with this. In hospital, you're in a hospital management system application, you're doing API testing and you have to post. When I say post, you have to create a patient. So what will be the body? Patient name. What is the patient name? Some XYZ name you define. And age. Age you will define. Mobile number you have to define. Okay. So all these are important. Address. So these are the basic information they're going to capture. Correct? As soon as the patient reaches hospital, correct? So that is the request body. Now once you hit, when you select it as post and with this URI, when you create the body, you have to provide the body, right? If it is post method, you have to provide the body. Otherwise, how is it going to consider the data? You understand this, right? If it is post, you have to, it is mandatory for you to provide the body. Okay. So when you hit it, it is going to give us the response that will be captured here in the success response. Correct? So here it is going to say that, okay, patient name is some so and so, patient's age is so and so, patient mobile number is this, and an ID will be generated. So this can be considered as the unique identifier. Sometimes in some of, see again, this is, it depends from application to application how the developer has defined it as. Okay, he might say, okay, there should be a separate ID for each individual, or he might say that mobile number can be considered as a unique identifier. If there is mobile number, then there is no point of this ID, additional ID, which actually got auto created. Okay, so the same mobile number will be received in the success response. Okay, just the response. Okay, see, please don't keep this as response, success response, make it as response. Oh, they've okay, fine, this is okay. So there are two, one is success response and failure response. Fine, I thought there was only one response. See, some of the organizations, they'll have just one column as response. If it is success, they're going to mention it here. If it is failure, they're not mentioning anything here. Okay. Okay. So this is how it has been shown. Created at. So time might be captured. See, these are all, again, it depends. If developer has captured all those time dates, timestamp, so he's going to show it in the response. It is not mandatory. Okay, but he's showing it. What else he can show? Created it. He can also show some message. The message which needs to be displayed in the UI. If you provide all the information like age, name, number, everything you provide in the UI, and when you click on submit button, it is going to show you some message. User created successfully. That message also he can define. He will say message colon user is successfully created. That message also can be defined. Okay, this is in the success response. Failure response. See, if this is success, I've defined something, and since that is already success, it again means that there's no failure response. Correct? It indirectly means that there's no failure response. This is very simple. Okay, so they have mentioned it as not applicable. So what is the status code? So can somebody tell me why the status code is 201 here? Why not 200?
201 created the data.
Why not 200?
200.
Is the
It
get.
just
Yeah.
it just says okay, ma'am. Its success message is okay that we have received it.
Mhm.
Whereas 201 is for whenever we get we created the resource.
Mhm.
We get 200.
So
It
sometimes,
represents the new resources was added.
okay, fine. Uh, let's say there is already a resource. So for example, this one, you select post, same URL. Here in the body, all the categories that you have, name, job, age, mobile number, all the key value pairs that you have. So you're going to change all the values. You're going to change all the values and you use post method. Okay, try to understand. You already have a request. So this guy is already created, Morpheus leader. Okay, he is already created. Now you open the same method, same API, and you change each and every key value pair that you have, right? So all the values you change and you hit on send. What is the response that you get?
Status code, ma'am. You're asking
I'm sorry.
response. You're asking the response, ma'am. Like what are the
Response.
new name?
Status code.
It's an status code will be 200 now because it's an put method. Like it's like an update, no?
I'm
Uh,
using post only.
Apurva,
You're using post.
for my better understanding, are we changing the key itself or the key values? Are we changing
Key
the name?
values. Key values.
Okay, so
Keys
we
were
are
already initiated, right? Like installed, like it is declared.
it will be created,
Yes,
Apurva.
correct. It is already declared. So
Yeah,
you
it will
That's
just
be
why
change the name,
it
job.
it works as an update now. Now we will be getting 200.
according to me. It will be created and again we'll get a 201
Yes. Again, it will be 201.
because there will be unique ID again created as 951 because same name might be in a
Here
different
we are
purpose.
not using put or put. Okay, we are using
Okay.
post. Okay.
Okay.
So once we are changing everything, see what
Okay.
actually you're doing, you're changing each and every value. In the key value pair, you're changing each and every value. That doesn't mean just think about put. You are using post method. So I actually mentioned it as post method, and that is when you get 201 created.
201. Okay.
Creating a new resource.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Whenever we are using post, it is fixed that it is 201.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, not always. Not always. Not
Okay.
always. Can you give me an
So
example? I think this is covered in APA class.
an example of what? Ma'am?
Mm.
Post and 200. You're asking.
A
We can get
post and
404.
yes, 200.
200.
We have it
That
here, no? Login successful. Okay, fine. Okay, it's here. No worries. I mean, all scenarios are captured here. Email, password, token you're passing. Okay, response. Okay, response. You have received the token. 200 login successful. So here, what will happen? You are posting. Okay, when you post, you provide in the body the email ID and the password. Okay, and when you hit the send button in the UI, what exactly you are doing? You're clicking on the submit button by providing email ID and password. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Now, in the response, a token will be created. Okay, forget about this. This is not understandable by you. So just don't worry about this for now. Okay, so it is not failure. It is a success response. Because it was success, you were able to log in successfully. A token was shown, right? And now it is showing 200. Why? Because you were able to log in successfully. It is not that you're creating an account with an email ID and password. You're not creating it. You're not creating a new resource. It's just that this resource is already existing. The API, it goes, hits the database. It will check for the combination of this email ID and password and get the response saying that, yes, this person or this person exists. The combination of email ID and password exists, and we have to allow him or her to log in. So that is the reason the token is being passed. And that's the reason, since the new resource is not created, it is throwing 200. Okay, so that is what it means. Login successful. Understood? This one?
It means here the key is already there, like email and password. Values are changed, ma'am.
No. It was login. It is not registration. See, if it is for registration, sign up.
200.
Okay, sign up is different, like sign in. So you're trying to log in. You're not trying to register an account with your email ID, and you're not creating a new password, and you're not creating a new resource. You're just trying to log in. You understand? Got
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay.
Got it.
That comes under post method only, Apurva. Even if you are
Yes.
using the existing data and validating something, that comes under post method only,
Yes,
is it?
that's under post.
Okay,
You
so
can
here that becomes a unique.
Can you think about any other method that you can use here to log in?
No.
Right? That is the only one.
Mhm.
So just think it in the other way. Can you use any other? Not
No, but
possible.
yeah, but the token make a lot of sense because of login things.
Correct. That's
Okay.
the reason we are passing the token. I mean, you're getting the token now in the response.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So, Shrikant, are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If you have any questions, do ask, please. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go through one failure. Okay, here only. Okay, here you have the URI post method again. What is given in body? Some email ID is given. Just email ID is given. Success response is not there. Okay, what are you doing here? You're providing the email ID. You're not providing any password. You keep that field blank and you click on submit. Got it? You click on submit. So in the success response, under success response, it's not applicable because you were not able to log in. Correct? Login was unsuccessful. Login denied. So under failure response, you get a failure when you hit the API. When you click on send button, you get the response. In the response, it shows error message : missing password, or error message - missing password. This is what you might get. Again, this will be defined by the developer, just to make you understand what is actually happening. Okay, why it got failed. Like you get the message in the front end, right? In the UI, please provide valid password, or provide password, and then click on submit button. So this kind of message, which actually will be shown to you in red color, right? So the same thing they're going to just notify in the response. Okay, understood? So now, what do you mean by 400?
Bad
request.
request.
Why
Client
this is a bad request?
client error.
Because password is not given.
Okay, so do you mean to
Password
say
is
that
missing.
if that was a request, password was not given? Where in the request?
The criteria was not matched.
Okay,
Body, ma'am.
request body.
Request body.
Correct. So that is the reason login was unsuccessful. Clear on this? We'll just go with one more. Now you have already created the user. Now you want to fetch the user. Okay, now you want to fetch that user. Now under get, what I'll do, I will mention the endpoint, I'll mention the method. So if you want to fetch, that means you have created, like, say 5 users by using post method, and you got 201 created, 201 created, 201 created, 201 created, 201 created. 5 times you got, because you created 5 different users, okay, with different IDs. Okay, now you want to fetch, you want to see all the users. Say you want to get some details of particular user. Okay, user 1. Now you provide the URL, and in body it is not necessary to provide anything because you're not creating anything. It's just that you have to get some information in the response body, right? So here what I have mentioned, dummy REST API example.com. See, these are all not valid URLs, but in the URL, real time, when you use the API URIs, you will be able to understand. It will be something like employees or employee slash, if mobile ID was the unique identifier, it will be something like this URL slash mobile number is equal to the mobile number. I mean, whatever mobile number you had provided while creating the user, that mobile number will be mentioned here. And you have to use this URL in your postman. Okay. And now when you hit on send, it is going to give you the response. It says success, and what is the data ID or mobile number is equal to so and so mobile number, username is equal to this, age is this, address is this. Okay, the categories, what and all you see in the front end, the same thing you should be able to see in the even in the back end, that is in the API response. Okay, since you were successfully able to get the data, there is nothing under failure response. And what should be status code? 200. Okay, for get it will be 200. Okay, okay, get all the employee data. So here they are getting all the employees data, so that is why they have not defined for a specific user, specific ID. Okay, but if you want to search for a specific, or if you want to fetch the data for a specific user, then here in the parameter, okay, you have to define the unique ID of that particular user. Then you will get only single user details. Okay, you see this dot 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 here, so list of all users will be shown here. Understood?
Yes, Apurva.
So nobody is going to ask you in depth, but they might ask you something like, let's say in Amazon, you're going to add a product. Tell me what are all the categories or the fields that you're going to put in the body. What you can say? Let me repeat the question. Suppose you're creating a product. While performing API testing, you want to create a product. Then in the request body, what are all the categories or the fields that you're going to define?
Product ID, product name, product type, product price,
Product description.
Okay, no problem. That's good enough. So please remember, in the request, while creating a resource, please don't mention the ID. You never give the ID. Okay, ID. 1 second. Oh, is anybody joining? Okay, so you never provide the ID in the post method. When you're creating the resource, please don't provide the ID. Don't say, never say you give the ID. Okay, ID will be auto generated. Okay, ID will be auto generated. But if it is some field that you're going to mention in the UI itself, say in the UI, if you're creating a patient, you're going to give the mobile number, and in the back end, if you're considering mobile number, I'm sorry, mobile number as the unique ID, okay, then you have to mention it in the body, but don't say as ID. Okay, you got this?
Apurva, since we came across this question, is it possible to update images through Postman, like through APIs?
No,
No, is it?
No.
Okay. Like adding a product, we also add the product's images, right? It is not possible to add through API.
Actually not.
Okay.
See, the format is completely different, right? So here in the API, we cannot define the format of that is JPEG or PNG. So that format we cannot define here. This is just JSON, right? It can be JSON or XML usually, right? So that's a no. So we just play here with the backend, not the front end part, right? That's completely UI, images and all the other stuff. Shrikant, Artha Aitala?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Guys, any other question?
And last one, the discount calculation part.
Yeah, I was actually coming to that. So calculating discount prices using manual formulas in Excel is a simple and efficient way to manage your pricing strategy to help ensure profits. Let's say you want to offer a 20% discount on a product that originally costs $100. Here's how you can calculate the discounted price using a manual formula. Enter the original product price in cell A2. Enter the discount rate as decimal in cell B2. In cell C2, enter the following formula. Discounted price is equal to product price minus product price into discount price. So basically, what is there inside the see, what he's trying to tell you is how do you do the calculation in Excel. Is trying to explain you that. So don't worry about all that. He's teaching you how to use Excel here. Okay.
Ma'am, I shared the example question also, no? Like
Which one?
50% in WhatsApp.
I actually asked you what is that. Okay, we'll just discuss about this. Okay, so
Okay.
product price into discount price. So basically, when I say product price into discount price, you are checking the discount. You're actually check. Okay, what is this here? 100 into the discount rate as a decimal inside B2. How much? 0.2. This is a shortcut, guys. This should not be taught in this way. Okay, 100 into discount price. It's just calculated it already. Minus 100. Okay. Okay. So this is how much. How do I explain this? Okay. Basically, what is the product price? $100. Assume it as 100 rupees. Okay. 100 rupees. Okay. Now 20% there's a discount on that product. Okay. So here, what is the product price? 100 into discount price. What is the discount price? Now, this is not discount price. Discount is 20%. 20% on the total product price. So 20% of 100, how much is it? It will be 0.2. That is what he has defined it here as in a very shortcut. It's a direct way of calculation. Just make it as 0.2. Okay. Do you guys know how to calculate the percentage of one particular number? If we say we have 100 rupees, 10% of it would be how much?
It is valid, right, Apurva? Like converting the percentage into decimal will actually give the
Exactly. What I'm saying
price.
is, do they at least know how to calculate it? Do you know how do you get 0.2 is my question.
Yeah, if it is 40%, it will be 0.4. If it is 45%, 0.45.
Okay, I'm just asking like others if everybody knows so that
Okay.
everybody is on the same page.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
Okay. So this is very simple, guys. Please go through that. You guys know, you have played with that. Okay, how to calculate the percentage with respect to the main cost, right? So please try to understand this on your own. I'm not going to do the spoon feeding. I know that Puneet knows, but I hope all others also know. So what we are going to do, product price is 100 into the discount price that you have calculated into 0.2. Okay, so total price will be 100. So when I do this 100 into 0.2, I'm getting some less amount, which is less than product price, total product price. That is 100 into 0.2. How much will you get?
20.
100 into 20. 20 rupees. So ideally 20 rupees is the discount price. Okay. 100 minus this 100 minus 20. How much? 80. So discounted price or the total price that you need to pay as a customer will be 80 rupees or $80. This is clear, right? So basically here he's just trying to explain how do you calculate in the Excel. That's all. So this is about the formula. Afreen, is this clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in interview they will ask how to calculate
No.
discount.
Don't worry about all that.
Yeah.
But yesterday I mentioned one point. I hope you remember. What was that? Okay, the discounts will be calculated on the product price, not on the tax. So don't combine the tax and then apply the coupons or discounts or offers. Okay, you remember this, right? They might ask you for test cases. Like if given a coupon code, then how do you apply? Tell me some different cases. They might ask you this. So that is one case that you can answer, or you can consider those points.
Apurva, if we are showing as e-commerce domain as the experience,
Mhm.
isn't it valid to understand the discounts and offers? How does it works? Even that will come under the testing criteria, right?
Yes, actually. But
Okay.
see, if I start covering all that,
No,
uh,
no, no. I'm just
yeah,
asking if.
yeah,
Okay.
that's or definitely that can be asked. That might be asked. But see, as an end user, you have used the application, so you have understood it. And I mean, I hope you guys know how it works as an end user. Okay, but if those kind of questions, in-depth questions, if they ask you like, did you get a chance to work on this? See, if even though you're working on a project for 1 year, it doesn't mean that you need to know each and every part of the application. High level, okay, you have to know. I understand, but you need not know, or you need not work on each and every module. You can say that whichever module that you are confident with, you can say that I mainly worked on this module. If you ask me, okay, in my previous project, my project was really complex and it was very big, but I worked on something called as quality module. In the very initial days, I worked on uh, some features here and there in considering the whole application. But after that, after like 5 or 6 months, okay, those were my initial days. I did not know how exactly the application worked because it was very complex. But after that, I was put on a very new module. Okay, that was a very new module which we started from scratch. So I have worked on that module since a very long time. Or you might say that there were so many enhancements in cart module, so I was mainly focusing on cart module. Simple. Or on the product details page. Simple. You get that, Puneet? They
Yes,
might ask,
Apurva.
huh?
Yeah. Even
But
if they ask,
when it
I
comes
think I,
to
I
when
will
it
be
comes
able
to
to manage
scenarios,
somehow.
I'm sorry. What is it?
Even if they ask, I think I'll be able to manage those things. But I'm just wondering if that might can be a shoot up questions. That's it.
Yeah, definitely that they can ask those kind of
Okay.
questions. They
Okay.
can ask those kind of questions. I
Okay.
have faced those kind of questions.
Mm,
Even though I
okay.
have not worked on e-commerce domain, I have been asked those kind of questions in
Mhm.
my interviews. Yeah. And you guys are showing all e-commerce projects, so definitely they might ask you. So what you need to say is, yeah, to be on the safer side, say that you work mostly on this module or this part of the application, but yeah, I have some knowledge about how it works. Okay, you can say that. And just they will not be concerned about how it works. Okay, they'll be concerned about, tell me the test cases for the same. So what you need to do is you have to explore the application. That is when you get to know. I might give 5 examples, but I mean, now in this class, in the project class, I might give you 5 examples, but what they expect might be something different. I might give you some 5 positive test cases examples. They might expect some negative test cases or combination of both positive and negative, right? So you guys have to work on it. Do you understand?
Yes, Apurva. It's completely dynamic, right? We have
So
to be prepared.
I cannot tell you like what type of questions they are going to ask or what is the exact question they are going to ask. Sometimes it can also be something like they don't ask you any technical question. It can be just about your previous project and some STLC concept, STLC. Okay, just with the process. So how were meetings held? I mean, as a person, like how are you managing things? How was your day-to-day activity? These things they might ask and they might just close it. Okay, it again depends on the individual who takes the interview, his mood, his way of working. So everything matters there. Okay, but anytime if you have any questions, we can connect. Okay, so please don't hesitate to connect with me. Okay, if you have any questions, please do come back. And there was one point which Puneet or KPI, yeah, not KPI. There was
Yeah,
a 100 times
KPI.
iteration, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that question I'll get back to you. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Even I have never done, though I've done API testing. I have never done, so I'll just get back to you on that.
okay,
Okay.
Apurva. Thank you so much.
Okay. So any questions, anytime, if you have any interview scheduled and you want some clarifications, like with respect to HR round or it can be anything. Okay, please do contact. Okay, I'll help you from my end. Whatever is possible from my end, I'll help you. Okay. Okay, guys, all the best for tomorrow mock interview. Hope everybody is prepared. How is the preparation? How is the preparation?
Going on, Apurva.
Okay.
We will get to know tomorrow only like what we have prepared. Not sure how it's gonna be, what kind of questions you will be asking us.
I'm not going to prepare any of the questions. Even in my any other interviews, I don't prepare any
Okay,
questions. It'll be just kind of random questions that I just.
that is even
It will
more
not
worse.
be. It will not be very difficult. It is just 15 minutes. Have that
Okay,
confidence and please answer. Okay, have confidence and then answer. Please, if you don't
hopefully.
understand the questions, please ask. I mean, if it is either Gautam or me, so please ask us to repeat the question and then answer. Please understand and then answer. Okay,
Okay,
and don't keep on thinking. Okay, it's sort of a very short duration. It's just that we want to judge on your preparation. That's all. Okay.
yeah, 15 minutes questions, like we take 5 minutes to think one question, so all we answer is 3 questions.
Exactly. That's the reason. Okay. How about others?
Process,
Preparation.
ma'am. Prepared like